Inside the Circle, Season 12, Episode 5.3.
We have deleted and redone so many that I don't even know where we're at anymore.
It's a little bit lost. I mean, it's like, you drop something in the movie theater and you just can't find it. It's
So you're just doing this?
Yeah. Like, where'd it go?
That's pretty
It's dark.
good, Mark.
It's dark. Thank you very much. Hey, we are here, remaining to Division 1 Central District.
But the toughest sectionals in Central Ohio Division 1.
Mark, settle down. We're about to bring you inside the circle. We have 2 sectionals left. It's Newark, followed by Watkins Memorial, Sean, Discuss.
These are interesting.
Okay.
And I think when people got through with the sectional draw in Division 1, I think most of the focus was on the last pick of the district.
Yes.
But to me, the chaos really started maybe 4 or 5 picks before that.
Okay.
Because I don't understand, again, I'm on the outside looking in, and I know coaches know their teams better than I do.
Yep.
But I know the other 44 teams better than they do. And it just wasn't making sense to me at all, and it became very catastrophic at the end.
Ooh, that's a big word.
I think 3 days later, everyone's calmed down. Like, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I can do this. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. But one thing that is a note, this will be a rarity in ITC world, is I'm going to give a shout out to somebody who stuck to their guns.
Okay.
But there's another team that didn't stick to their guns.
We won't mention them.
I think I might mention
Oh,
them.
okay. Well,
I have enough rapport with them where I can say, what are you doing?
Okay.
But anyways, let's take a look at these at number...
Well, at Newark, this...
Second toughest sectional.
Okay. Gotcha. Newark. We have Olentangy Liberty.
Okay.
We also have Gahanna Lincoln. We have Mount Vernon. Yes. Dublin Scioto. Thomas Worthington.
Who?
Who
was before Thomas Worthington?
Dublin Scioto.
Okay.
Okay. We had Westerville Central. Licking Heights. Go Hornets. Go ahead, boy. We got Hilliard Bradley, St. Charles, Newark, obviously the home team, and Reynoldsburg.
Yes, this one comes in with four top 10s.
Yes.
8 top 25s.
Oh, there's 11
and
teams.
A team average of 17.8.
Dang, that's hardcore.
Surprise here for me.
Okay.
Olentangy Liberty. Surprise.
Okay.
I'm not going to say shocked. Whatever word is above surprise, but below shocked.
Yes.
Call me this here. Patriots, I don't know, man. I thought they had a plan. And this is a team that truly does buy into the big picture.
Yes.
I think there was another sectional that set up perfectly for them for what they were trying to do.
Okay.
But I think when they got to the line of scrimmage, they called an audible.
Ooh, Omaha.
I don't know. Is this going to work out? We're going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out. But I am surprised leading up to this, what they were looking for. I think they got another sectional and bailed on this. But they will win the sectional. I don't think anyone here is debating that. I think they're probably going to have, in my mind, around 9 plus maybe finalists. That's a lot. Maybe getting close to that as well as champions. So I think that will work out for them.
Okay.
Number 2, we're going to go with the Yellow Jackets. You don't have the shirt on anymore. Of Mount Vernon. This team is hard to predict.
Okay.
We had them penciled in at number 3 at the beginning of the year and a solid number 3, but injuries, bugs, out of the way schedules, it's kind of hard to see them get together. They really haven't worked as a hive. Yet this year, but at this point, if there's ever time to come together, it's a sectional tournament. They got the coaching staff. We thought they showed a little bit of promise when we saw them at the All-North tournament over the weekend. Looked at a good showing, but they're really going to have to rally here late to make a push up. They need to get around 8 people-ish, maybe a little bit more out of the sectional to have a shot of maybe finishing the top 4 at Derby. Nice. At number 3, though, there starts to become a gap after we get past the top 2. We're going to go with Gahanna. Okay. Team is slowly getting better, too. We got Jolo. Yes. We got Lewis. We got Sanchez. And Markham there at heavyweight.
Yes.
Give me some ways to look
at no problem. I'm glad you asked. I really think that... I know this is a weird weight that I know that's not your jam. Well, you know what? I'll start with this one. 165 is a very difficult weight. I think it's 6 deep maybe. I think Gardner is there from Olentangy Liberty. Doherty is there from Newark. I think Downey is there. And then there's like 3 or 4 other guys, Price from Licking Heights being one of them, that are really going to be just scraping and clawing for that 4th spot. And now a lot of that, some of that, a little of that, a portion of that might come down to bracketing. Who gets the bye in the first round? The 5-4 gets the cross bracket and the quarterfinal from the loss. There's a lot that goes into it, but ultimately there's 6-7 guys fighting for those 4 spots. So that's what you have. The other weight class, Sean, despite what you might say, is heavyweight. I'm telling you right now, there's no clear front runner, but there are 7 guys fighting for those 4 spots.
I like no front runner.
Oh, there's no front runner here. There is definitely no front runner. I think Mullins did a pretty good showing last week. Aganyue from Hilliard Bradley is a big kid. He's a big kid. You also have Price from Reynoldsburg. You also have Markham from the aforementioned from Gahanna. You have Witt from Lincoln Heights. You also have Bird from Orange Angel Liberty. Guys, there are a ton of kids at this weight, and I think what makes it so intriguing is that there's, again, no front runner.
And it's heavyweight.
And it's heavyweight, yes.
Man, heavyweight's hard for me to watch sometimes. Sometimes these guys get getters, and sometimes, man, scoring is so bad, I don't know if half these dudes could take down a Christmas ornament. I mean, dude, it is a hard weight to watch.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean, you show up to the Lincoln Heights practice, and we'll see if our heavyweight can take down your Christmas ornament. But
no, I don't think this year's what I'm saying.
Sometimes,
heavyweight is just hard for me to watch because it's either a guy's up by 10 and gets head and arm and pin, or it's who's going to get the last stalling call and lose 2-1. It's a hard weight for me to watch.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, that's the Newark sectional, Sean. We are now going to break down the objectively toughest sectional.
I think it is the toughest. I do think that there was a jolt shock with the last pick. I don't think anybody expected Dublin to show up here.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I think we could tell that from the Marysville site being so weak that everyone was kind of hesitant to go this way.
Because they
thought like, hey, these guys are going to jump there, somebody's going to jump there, and nobody's going to jump there. Now, I beat up Liberty a little bit before in the Newark section talking about they had this, I think, set up in front of them that didn't take. I'm going to give Kaufman, write this down if you've watched the show for the last 3 or 4 years, or you've been on Yappy for the last 2 months, you know, we never give them credit, ever. Just ask and they'll tell you.
Not even at the Brecksville tournament.
Were they there? But I'm going to give Kaufman credit here. They had a plan. If this situation sets up, this is what we're doing. They looked down the barrel, saw that this was the toughest section, and said, this is what we're doing. This situation came up that we were talking about, we're going to do it. Now, I've talked to Mark before we started filming. There's a saying in the financial world, most of you know who talk to me personally know I'm a numbers finance guy. It's genius lives right next door to madness. And what that means is the decision you make could turn out to be gold. You could be a millionaire and famous, or it's the worst thing ever. You go broke and everyone thinks you're a clown. Now, in this situation, should have Dan Campbell kicked the field goal? I mean, he didn't do it in the regular season. Maybe should have done it twice and it worked out terribly. Sometimes you got to read the room, but they stuck to the situation here of what they had planned.
Right.
What makes it odd to me is, as I was telling Mark, doing research past the last 30 years, there's only one program in Division I history that I think ever put all 14 guys in a sectional final. It's crazy to think that. I looked up Brecksville. I looked up Wadsworth, Mueller back in the day. Like 2 years ago, St. Ed's had 13 guys in the finals, but one guy for third and fourth. Last year, they had their whole team. But it doesn't happen as rare as you think it was. And for only one program to do it in the last 30, 40 years that I've been able to find. Now, I could be wrong, but I did a lot of research. For Dublin to pass up, which to me is almost certainty of getting all 14 to the Marysville sectional finals and becoming one of 2 teams in history to pass that up. Plus, Old Angel Liberty does hold the record at 329.5 points, set, I think, in 2017. I wrote it down, but don't have it on, of the most points ever scored in Central Ohio in Division I or any division. And I think they would have broken that record as well.
2 records.
So to have history in my pocket here and the Columbus record in my pocket over here, for them to pass them up, I will give Kaufman credit for sticking to the idea of we are going to this situation regardless of what the sectional looks like.
Got it.
I will give them credit for that.
Okay.
Now, mass chaos started before this, and I think as we talked before this, people want to look at that last pick. But as me and Mark are watching it separately, because I'm watching unobjectively, and he obviously had a little bit of skin in the game, I'm thinking when we get to maybe the last 5 picks of this sectional, I'm not sure what people are seeing. I mean, it was borderline head coach wrestling picking malpractice. How we have not heard of lawsuits by parents suing coaches for what they have done is mind-blowing to me.
Don't give them any ideas.
It's mind-blowing to me. Like, this is going to be pretty tough for teams to navigate through there.
Okay.
Once you take Dublin out of the mix, you're going to have an average of 5 kids per team making it to the district tournament. I think everybody at this sectional as a team would take those 5 and run. I don't know if it's going to work out that way. The average team ranking of 14.5 is a record that will never be broken ever again in Central Ohio in Division I. 14 and a half. There's only 11 schools. I mean, that's insane to me. 6 top 15, 10 top 25s. Basically, impressive. The whole sectional is a top 25. What are people thinking? And I think the problem is, going back to the Newark sectional as well, is I think the higher seeded teams are undervaluing the lower seeded teams according to the system we have. The lowest seeded team according to the system at this sectional is Darby at 28. I'm here to tell you they are much better than 28.
Yeah.
Westland 22. They have tournament wins at Kilbourne and Berlin. How we got them at 22? Delaware, that is an incredible staff. A lot of young talent there. They're not 18. Big Walnut was one of the highest finishings. I think might have been the highest finishing team at the Mammoth Greater Miami Valley Tournament from Central Ohio. They ran second at Jonathan Elder, had a great showing at the Kevin Cleveland. We're going to have them at 17. Grove City, who has had great finishes. Western North, who probably has 200 kids on the team. Like, man, I'm just confused of what the last 5-ish picks were thinking, looking at the teams that were there.
Already there,
not what's behind us. You have to look at what's in front of you. And the crazy thing about the situation, I told this Mark and the other Mark, my phone is blowing up more this year than it ever has in the last 10 years on who's going where, what am I hearing, what these guys are doing, what do I think. But our district, and I told both of them, our district is not that complicated this year. It's probably the thinnest it has been in a decade. And I think we are clearly overthinking this situation. There is no getting 2 buys, a forfeit, and a medical default. No, look, I'm a state qualifier. I'm a district qualifier. That's not it. You're going to have to win matches.
Yes.
It's not that simple. You're going to have to win matches. I think we completely overthought this situation. And I think this will be one of the toughest go-to Derby contest semifinal
sectional tournament
matches we have had in a sectional tournament in a score. Do you know how long a score is? Like
20 years.
20 years? Look at you guys. What about a generation?
100 years.
20.
I said 20.
20 years. What about a fortnight?
Ooh, fortnight. That's, yes.
14 days.
See?
So we are less than a fortnight.
Yes.
From seeing one of the best go-to rounds to Derby in a score.
Nice. I'm down with that.
So I'm excited. Like, you know, I told somebody in All North, maybe multiple people asked me what sectional I was going to, and I said with certainty, 99.9%, you will see me at Upper Arlington. It's the closest miles. You know how many roads I got to take to get to Upper Arlington High School?
Let me guess. It's 1 road over.
4.
That's
4. That seems crazy. I mean, it's not 1 road over, but it's 4. So I think I'm going to tell Coach Cyphers, stop, put me on the list. And then Saturday when I get up, I'm going to decide how far I want to drive, because I think that is going to be an incredible round of wrestling. And you are getting district level wrestling at the sectional tournament.
Yes. Can't get better than that, man.
And I want to see how this unfolds.
Hey, could you do your typical routine?
Of getting on my soapbox and telling everybody what's wrong with them?
No.
Okay.
Spend the morning in UA and then the afternoon in Watkins.
That's some old man's bench driving, dude.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if I can do it. Well, the good thing is for me is that Upper Arlington has a set time of their finals at 7:30. Don't read into that. That's an old Marion County joke. Please do not read into that. But some of the ways to look out for, I think.
There we go.
I think Dublin coming in late puts a lot of pressure on 285. I think those guys are a lot tougher than teams think they are.
Okay.
I mean, we're going really deep in that weight class, and the thing is, the most probable winner of that weight class doesn't have seeding criteria like sectional or district state qualification last year because of the mishap at the sectional for him. So you could get, how do I say this politically correct, Mark? Because I'm really bad at being politically correct. A record that's maybe better than a team that's wrestled in tougher tournaments.
Okay.
Because I do think scheduling comes into play.
Yes, strength of schedule. It's very difficult. Yes.
So in a weight like this, you might have a a higher seed than maybe is warranted.
Got you. I totally get what you're saying.
And that's going to be in a weight class like this. I think we need good pairings there. We need good seating. So that could be.
Well, I want to see you out here, at Old Man's Bend, come Saturday the 24th.
I don't know. I told him there was only 1% chance that would happen. You know what's happened? I said there's only a 1% chance I will not be at Upper Arlington.
Okay.
That 1% didn't happen, and now I'm only 50%. That's like saying I don't want 6 teams at my sectionals, and they're not there, and you still feel like you got the short end of the stick.
Amen, brother. Amen. Well, is that it for the sectional tournament?
I said Kaufman, it should be.
Okay, well, are there... I was going to ask you, I was going to set you up for your league tournaments this week.
LLC, CCL, CBC, ECC, yeah.
CBC, too?
Something like that.
Hey, and now you are inside the circle. Boom. Sean, I got to go to bed, dude. It's 11:30.